In February, cyber thieves stole $81 million from the Bangladesh bank's account with the US Federal Reserve. Although a little over $15 million was recently recovered, the incident suggested lax cybersecurity and negligence. Here's a report.
Jupiter, the word that flagged the New York Federal Reserve Bank, had saved Bangladesh a cyber heist of nearly $1 billion in February. But by then, the Central Bank of Bangladesh had lost $101 million from its account with the Fed. $20 million were later reversed because of a spelling error in the transaction, but the remaining $81 million went through to banks and later casinos in Philippines. Hackers exploited the fragile security system of Bangladesh Bank and made payment instructions to the Fed through 35 messages. 5 of those messages were approved by the Fed, but it stopped the remaining as Jupiter, the word belonging to the address of the Philippines bank, was also the name of an Iranian oil tanker and a shipping company under US sanction. Hackers tested the malware since January, and finally on a February weekend in Bangladesh, they hacked the system to make payment orders. What that means is the hackers are capable of dodging banks as large as the New York Federal Reserve using the poor security system and firewall in the central banks of smaller economies.
This might happen to any bank, even despite high cybersecurity, that might happen, but this is one of the weaknesses of the central bank. For that matter, commercial banks in Bangladesh also are facing the same problem. They have not spent much money on cybersecurity and also staffing proper people, training them locally. Fed could have been careful about that because there might have been some track record of Bangladesh Bank's payment order. If Fed discovered that there are so many payments, Fed could have really checked it. In fact, there is system to call over telephone also. Either Bangladesh Bank should have called their official or Fed could have called them. It's not not just sending a message. It's good that they have recovered something, 15 million, and before that about 20 million, 35 million they have. But the rest of the amount, I think it will not be very easy because rest of the amount is, see, especially in Philippines, they have gone to the private people, the casino owners, those who play the gamble. So they have gone. So it will be very difficult to pinpoint each of them and initiate legal process against them and then get a degree on them.
While the recovery of $15 million has given some light of hope to Bangladesh's central bank, the February cyber heist of $81 million from its account with the New York Federal Reserve has exposed exactly how vulnerable money is even in the most secure banks. This is Saad Hamadi for WION in Dhaka.